Hey everyone, I scored. Check this guitar that I found locally. A 1963 Gibson Melody Maker. And you know what? Sometimes I love when they look like this. Look at that old checking on there, aged. This person might have smoked a pack of cigarettes a day, but hey, I love that look. And when I saw it, I said, I have to have it. And so this is going to be an interesting episode because there's a couple things on here that are not original, but we have the original parts and we're going to restore it the best of our ability. Of course, we're going to leave everything here original. We're not going to refinish it or anything like that, I promise you. But we're going to put some parts on it that are going to make the picture complete. But what a gorgeous guitar, and boy does it sound good. I love those Melody Makers. All right, this 1963 Gibson Melody Maker is almost all original. We have original frets, original tuners, and original body and neck. But as you'll notice, the pickguard is not original. The pickups, not original either. Bridge isn't original, and the switch is not original. But the original owner was smart enough to have the original pickguard. We're gonna pop that sucker back in there. The original bridge, and we have a switch tip 1963, and most of all, we have the original 1963 pickups that we're gonna put in there. So we're gonna restore this guitar back to 1963, because that's the way we like it, 100% original.
All right, so let's open this baby up, see what we got under there. First, we'll take off all these strings. All right, let's get the guard off. See what the heck's under this. Let's see. Oh man, he's got all kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, all the pots are new. This whole thing is a WD pickguard with all new stuff on it. We don't want that. And then let's see, how do you get these out of here? I don't know what kind of pickups these are, but we're gonna take them out. If I got a screwdriver. All right, we gotta get a better screwdriver. See if this one gets in there. Man, I can't get that one. All right, this one's in so tight, I'm gonna try to get it out with the pliers. Come on, baby. It's like pulling teeth. I don't want to. Oh, there we go. Got some turn on the pair. Now we got it going. You think it's easy doing this? This guitar restoration is tough work. I hate this screw. My dad said always have the right tools for the job. I should have listened to him. This is for taking hooks out of fish's mouth. There we go. Smoke it won't even come out of the thing. You see that? Dispose of properly. All right, here we're taking all this red tape out of here. These are probably good pickups, but if we had a new guitar, we want it. All right, so we gotten all that out of there. Let's see, what the heck is this thing? I've never seen this before. It must open somehow. these things lift. It's like a connector. Look at that. I like that. That's pretty nifty. Yeah, some kind of connector. I've never seen that. But then again, I'm not an electrician. Okay, so we got all this out of here. Let's put it on the side. And the next thing we're going to do is get rid of all of this tin foil if we can. You know, people put this in, they think it eliminates the hum. Maybe it does. Sometimes I like the hum. But, you know, we're going to put original pickups back in. So, yeah, if they hum, they hum. Here comes a big test to see if they routed this, and they didn't. That's great. That's the original routing. And there you go. She's all cleaned out. And let's see what we can do with all this stuff. So we have the original pick guard. It should go on there like that. We have the original pickups. Here's the cover. Here's with a original 63. Go in there. And these, I don't know if I'm going to have. There might be a few things I don't have. These are the plates that hold them on. That go in here somehow. This way. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Let's take all these off. There we go. All right, so looking at the pots here, if you look at them close, these three match, and those are original. This one's replaced. You can see the brass, and this is original, the tip is original, the switch is original, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure about the caps, but I'm gonna look at another one to find out. Maybe they are. Okay, so how do we know? Well, if you look at this number, and I don't know if you can see it, it's 504842. So 504 is the manufacturer. I forget who 504 is. I'm gonna have to look it up. 8 means it's 1958, and 42 means it's the 42nd week of 1958. This is 63, so you can see that, you know, these pots are probably in a bin, because when you look at another one, let me see which one, this one's 504042, which means it's the 42nd week of 1960. So it's still the original pot. This one's a 58, this one's a 60, this is 63. I don't know, maybe Melody Makers, they didn't make so many of them yet. And then the last one, I can't really read. But this one is replaced, and you can see 583 is the manufacturer. 91 means it was made in 1991, and that's the 16th week. So the codes, the first three are always the manufacturer. In the 50s, they only used the last number. And then after that, like, oh, I don't know, coming into the 60s, they had the two numbers, like it would be 1991 and the 16th week. But in the 50s, I don't know, maybe they thought nobody'd want guitars after the 50s. So they just have 8 means 58. If it's a 68, it'll be 5046842. But in the 50s, it's 504842, 1958. And again, if you look at them, this is an original switchcraft. This is the original white tip. I don't know about all this wiring. I'm gonna look at another one and compare. And We'll live with one pot changed. What are you gonna do? All right, so one other thing about a stud tailpiece Gibson is the ground wire. Be careful, because I don't think this one might be original. I'm not sure, but the ground wire attaches when they make it, when they pound the seat for the stud, and it's in there, they pound the stud in with the wire exposed so it makes contact with the seat. All right, so again, the ground wire is attached to the pots, to all the electronics, to the seat, to the stud by the contact of the screws, to the bridge, to the strings, to your hands. Without that ground wire, when you let go of the strings, it's gonna hum. Bzzz, bzzz. So if you get a guitar and it's doing that, it's because that ground wire broke off. And it's really hard to get it back in that hole and seated to that stud seat, whatever they call it, grommet, I don't know. So we'll come back, we'll get this baby going. Okay, so we came inside because it was raining. Raining and soldering don't mix. So we're gonna mount the pickup, the rhythm pickup first to the pick guard. We put the screw through the surround. Then you have this base plate. It goes like that. And the screw goes through the pick guard. Then you put a little spring on there because the grommets dry out, the original grommets. You line it up, get it in the hole. The first one's trickier than the second one. Just get it to grab and watch your wires, make sure they're clean. They're pretty delicate. Oop, put your other one through. Get yourself a spring. Line it up. And there you go. There's the first one. We'll adjust it later. And I'll put the second one in. Okay, and there they are. Two pickups. I always test them because messing with them, you can really break them. That one works, 7.10. And this one's 7.47. Perfect. Okay, next, we're gonna put the pots back in. I've already put the jack and the switch in gently, but this is kind of a mess. And luckily, I have another completely original, untouched Melody Maker pickguard assembly. So I'm gonna clean this up. Take some of these wires off. This is a great thing. You wanna suck this old solder off. Let's see. Okay, so we clean this up a little bit. I'm just gonna solder on treble volume pot. Rhythm treble tones. Not sure I'm going to reach from over there to here with a cap, but we'll figure it out. Now that we got the pots where we want them, we have the pointers, but we'll put them on loosely just to hold them in place. Okay, we got all the pots in place. I had to extend the leads a little bit. There wasn't quite enough length to get there. So, rhythm pickup lead. I'm going to solder that. Okay, we got the grounds, we got the leads, we got the caps. I think we got everything. I'm gonna go test it out and see if it works. All right, well, we got it all wired up. It ain't the prettiest wire job, but it's all there. It's working, grounded. Last thing we gotta do is ground the whole thing to that ground wire. So we'll give it a shot over here. Alrighty. Always, also before, make sure that it all fits. That's why I taped it here. Sure. She all goes in there nice. Pots are tight. Just get these a little straighter. And we're ready to screw on a pick guard. That's next. So what we got to do is screw in a pick guard. You know, these little black flat top ones. All right, we'll put everything back on, put on some strings and let it ride. All right, well, got the strings on it, got the bridge on, got the knobs on it, looking good. I brought the pickups up, I don't know if you can see it, pretty high. The one in the back needs to come up more, but I put too big of a spring on it on both sides, so it's limiting how much it can come up. But she sounds good. Back one. In the middle. Kind of like the front. New strings.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's always fun to restore a guitar that deserves the original parts. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for more. Mike Menza Music.
Melody Maker, found in the woods, restored to all original. Pretty much 99%. Loving it. Thanks for watching.